So this is what the cartridge looks like. And this brass looking part at the top broke off inside the cartridge. So what I was left with was this front piece without the protrusion at the front, so there was nothing to pull on. It comes with a tool that you can put over the front and twist it to get it loose, and then you can pull it out and put a new one in. But there was no way to pull it out. So this whole video is about what to do and how to replace a Moen 1222B cartridge when it's actually broken. The brass looking shaft was gone, and this front part of the plastic, I was able to drill. You can see I drilled here. I was able to drill around the front of this, and I kind of chipped away at it, and I basically broke it off to just past this rubber ring, and it came off intact and it's not damaged, so I knew I didn't damage the sleeve inside here. The plan was to excavate far enough to be able to pull the inner part of the cartridge out. This is actually the pressure balancer portion. And so this was sitting inside and I couldn't get it out. So I was able to put a drill bit inside of here and catch it and then pull this out. So this came out. So what I'm left with is the outer plastic sleeve for this pressure balancer part, the liner, if you will, for the whole cartridge. So basically what we have now inside of the fixture is this white plastic part without the guts. And there's really no way to remove it very well, and you have to be very careful because you don't want to damage inside the fixture. So the plan now is to put a tap in there. I ordered one off of Amazon. I will provide the link at the bottom of this video. And I'm going to put the tap in and see if I can pull this sleeve out. So this is happening right now. I have no idea if I'm going to be successful or not. So let's try. So this is the tap that I bought for this job. It's an M18 by 1.5 millimeter. This we're going to thread into here, and then we're going to try to pull that sleeve out. I have nowhere to hang my camera, so I'm doing this with one hand at the moment. Just getting a feel for how this is going to fit. I'm going to put my adjustable wrench on here and turn it in a little bit and see how it goes. The danger here is cutting or damaging cutting any threads inside the fixture itself. There's not really a lot of tolerance here. We don't want to damage the inside portion that the cartridge goes in that is not replaceable. So we're just going to be very careful as we cut some threads into here. And we're just hoping that we can cut enough threads to grab this and be able to pull it out. And it feels like it's going in there really good. And I want to credit a YouTuber named Froggy. Thanks, Froggy, for the inspiration. I did watch your video. Very similar situation. So thanks for the tip. We are in there. So I've turned this tap in far more than I wanted to the point where I'm feeling some resistance at the end. And I haven't seen the sleeve move at all, which is concerning. I was hoping that I might see some movement. It's going to be very difficult now to try to pull this out, but I'm going to put some vice grips on it or something and see what we can do. I backed it out because I wasn't sure if I should force it, see if I can force it through the end. So I'm just working my way through this challenge. Okay, so I took a chance and I forced the end of this tab, and it is now pushing the sleeve forward. It is coming out. You can see it coming out. I haven't done this previously and went back to show you. This is actually happening for me right now as we speak. So here we go. It's coming. I think I'm going to try to pull it from here, see what I can get. I'm backing it up now so that it's more threaded into the main body. It is loose. So there it is, so far. I'm just checking to make sure that I've had no threads coming out the side. I can see where I stuck some drill bits in. It's quite a job. The bottom has been broken right out, so that means there's more of this in there. That's a problem. So part of this cartridge has rubber sides, and I can see that one of them is here, and I can see that there's more inside here. I'm going to get some needle nose vice grips, see what I can do. Let's put a plug in here so I don't lose things down the drain. I can see that what I've done here was not very smart. I forced the bottom out. I broke the bottom away, and so now I have more sleeve inside here that I have to try to get out. So here we can see the new cartridge and what I've pulled out so far, and we can see how much of this cartridge is still inside that I need to get out. So I have removed one of these. There's still one left inside. I'm going to keep working away at it and see what I can do. Got the second one. You can see it's coming out now, and I've got the second part out. And I just have to unthread that off of there. So it's almost complete, but there's a little cap. Almost looks like it was threaded in there. Oh, because I made the threads. That's funny. So there's this little cap end right here. That's off, so that's probably still inside here. I can pretty much feel it. I'm going to be able to clean this out pretty good, I think. I just need to put something in here to carefully and there we have it. There it is. A little piece. There's a lot of gunk in here that I'm going to have to try to clean out very carefully. I'm tempted to run the tap, and I think I'm going to, because if I don't wash it out, then I'm going to end up with pieces of the threading or remnants in behind the new cartridge. So let's try that. So for this job, I had turned the main water supply off before I attempted to take out this cartridge. You need to turn the water off. But I ended up turning the water off in my apartment, and I ended up turning the water off in the apartment upstairs. And so the job wasn't very well planned. So if you're going to do this job, perhaps consider putting some shutoffs at your tap. These are my lines that go to my posi-temp bathtub fixture, and I cut into them because they're PEX, and I just put some quick little shutoffs, one on each side. This is the hot. I'm down here right now because I'm going to turn on the water a little bit to wash out the fixture. You can hear the water. Let's go back upstairs and have a look. Okay, and that's probably sufficient just to ensure that there's no dirt left inside here. Oh, that's hot. Very hot. Now some of you may not be able to do this because there is water leakage in behind the tile and the wall, and if you have a finished basement, you may get a water leak. So you may not be able to do this. Turning the water back off. So if you can flush it out, go ahead. And I don't really have any water here dripping on the floor in this Century home. Not that it would matter much at this point. So I just want to dry this out a little bit inside because I'm going to show you the cartridge, but you will see you have to grease it up a little bit with silicone grease, and it's just better probably if this is a little bit dry. And now I'm just going to feel inside to see if I feel any damage at all. It's really hard to know. It is possible. When I was putting drills in here, I broke 3 or 4 drill bits. I feel a little something here. But this ring sits here. In the first groove, and sits just in the beginning part here, and The ring I took out is not damaged, so I'm hoping that I have no damage, that I won't have any leakage. There's a mark there, but I don't know if it's factory or if I did it. Oh, it looks like a proper hole somehow. There's something over here. The point is, when you're stuck, you have to try things. Sometimes it's not always going to go the way you want, as you've seen. You have to try. You can't be afraid of failure. If I nicked it, it could be bad, but we'll get it together and we'll see if we have any leaks. So these are the parts that have to go back together, and I'm going to show you how to put all of that back on. These are the 3 drill bits that I broke, hacking that thing out, and this is the cartridge, Moen 1222B. The B apparently is just for bulk, and the 1222 is the same, whether it's a B or not. I've showed you this cartridge before. It comes with this tool. This tool is made to go on, so you can get a pair of channel locks or a wrench and see if you can loosen this. This is a throwaway tool. So this is the cartridge. You have to be very careful with this cartridge because these rubber pieces, as I showed you when I was taking it out of the fixture, were loose. It comes with some lubricating material. Apparently it's a silicone oil. That has to go all over this cartridge. And when you look at the cartridge, you can see where it says hot and cold, and also, so that has to be up, and also there's a notch here, so this has to be turned in the right direction. Difficult to do with one hand. Pretty much like that. So I'm going to lubricate this up and put her in. So this is the proper way. You've got the notch, you've got the hot and cold, and the instructions say to take this lubricant and apply it to these oval portions. So I'm just going to put it on liberally on both sections. It's dripping off all over the place, but you know, might as well use it. Okay, and now we're ready to put the cartridge inside. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. The cartridge is lubricated on both sides. I'm almost a little bit nervous because I've been at this for a week. And there we go. It's in. I don't know if it's in far enough, but it's in. There's a little pin that has to go back here. I'm going to put everything together and show you how everything goes together. So I just used 2 thumbs and was able to push this in till the lip seated here. And there's a slot here for a pin. I'm going to put that in now. So incidentally, this cartridge is sold with this tool that I showed you before. It just goes on here. It's designed so you can put a pair of pliers or a wrench, and you can turn this a little bit to loosen this cartridge. And after that, you throw it away. It comes with a new one, so there's no point in keeping it. But it is a little bit flimsy, and the point is The reason this repair became complicated is this whole shaft was broken off inside, and so I had nothing to grip to pull on to pull this out. So this is where this repair becomes far more challenging, but so far so good. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to get this done. So this is the clip. It's a little awkward. I remember getting it out of here because the tile is in the way. I may have to put the camera down for a moment to do this properly. So have it in position, and it just needs to go down. Okay, here we go. Let's go down. No, not quite right, Fred. There we go. That's it. That's locked into place. It almost seems a little too easy. Too easy. I'll have to double check that. From memory, I think this was the last piece that I took off. I don't think it matters what position you put it in. Just kind of like an extension. I actually turned it around so the clean side is on this side. Now there's this guy. Well, it either goes this way or this way. Looks like maybe it goes this way. And there's a hole for a screw, but that's on both sides. It just doesn't seem like it would go. It can't go this way. I love that when they engineer things that cannot be put in backwards. So this goes like this. You can't really mess it up. And look what I found. I found the broken shaft that started this whole problem. It broke off that far inside of the cartridge. I'll put it back together and show you guys before the end of this video. Okay. I guess that turns the water off and on when it turns like this, although my water is off right now, but that would actually make the tap functional right now. Scares me a little bit. I think there's something missing. I think this part needs to be secured a little bit more somehow. Have to look into this. So there seems to be a part missing between this white and this black, and it's shown on the paper. Right here. And I don't know how I could lose a piece because I'm very, very careful about these kinds of things until I'm certain everything is back together. Anyway, I'm going to have a look around right now and see if I can find that part. Otherwise, I'm going to see what happens when I try to use this tub without it. 7/64, imagine that, it's not metric. I'm putting this on because I want to see what I get when I turn the handle, and I suspect that what I get is temperature control, but not water on and off. Well, it'll just be interesting to see what I can do with this until I find that part, if anything's functional or not. Well, the water is on, and the really good news is there's water to this fixture, and there's no leaks. I don't see any water dripping anywhere. Now let's see. Oh, okay, so this is going to control the flow of water. So the tub works without the part. I can put water and it's warm, but I'm missing a part. It makes me wonder if the part was never here before I started the repair, and I guess that's possible. In the meantime, I can fill the tub. It works. Do you hear that? I just turned the cold off and the water stopped. This is the hot. The water stopped. But the water is flowing into the tub hot. So inside that replacement cartridge, there is a pressure balancer. So somehow it's not going to allow the hot water through unless the cold water is going through also. Pretty warm. Cold. Hot. Cold. This posi-temp fixture is designed so that when you start it, it's full on water, full pressure, and then the dial adjusts the temperature. And that seems to be working right now, even without that part. Time to go to the internet and see what that will reveal. So it's called a stop tube kit. I have this piece. I don't have this piece. Here it is at Home Depot for $6.27. So I feel a little bit dumb. This part is not essential. It is put together to limit the travel of the handle, so you can't put it on full hot. So my suspicion that the part was not lost by me is very possible. As a matter of fact, I'm going with it. and it's not required, so I'm not going to buy it. Yay! Now I can put the trim on.